What's up, guys? It's Ryan Small and Brandon Blackwell, founders of Epic Analysis. We're going to start this week off with a weekly overview, going over a few pairs on a watch list for this upcoming week. So let's dive in. The first pair I'm going to be looking at is going to be Euro Odd. Right now, we're on the monthly chart. So as you guys can see, with Euro Odd, this 162 resistance has been getting rejected from, and then ever since then, we had a bearish engulfing candle from the 160 resistance all the way down towards 155, 154 support. And this previous week, you can see that we have somewhat of a strong bullish candle. So let's drop down to the weekly chart to see the better price action. So as you guys can see, price shot down. I drew a trend line from this low, connected it to this second point right here, and then drew it out. Price broke below the trend line, and then last week price went from 153.5 area all the way up towards 158. So let's see how many pips it moved in 1 week to the upside, around 400, 500 pips. So I'm thinking that this bullish move is just the correction of this strong bearish drop. So we're going to look for Euro Odd to find some type of resistance in between 158 towards 159 resistance. If price breaks 159, then it possibly could come to 160. But if it does break 159, it's going to invalidate our buy setup. Price needs to stay below at least 159 in order for us to look to take this short. So let's go down to the daily chart. So as you guys can see, like I was saying, if price breaks 159, it's going to come back and retest these lows over here to the left. So let me just draw some type of resistance with my horizontal ray. So right here, like this. So if price breaks 159, it's going to pull up towards this 159.8, 160 area. But overall, we're going to look for price to find resistance around this 158 towards 159, and we're going to look to take it back short. So if price finds that resistance that we're looking for, let's say it pulls up towards 159. If it found resistance within this zone right here, we're going to look to take it back short. And our TP1 from here is going to be 157. If price breaks 157, our next TP is going to be back towards our monthly support at 156. If price breaks 156, then we're going to look to take it towards 155 for our TP3. And that's going to be the setup on EA. So look for price to pull up towards 158.5, 159, find resistance. Take it back down, TP1, 157, TP2, 156. If price breaks below 156, then we're going to look to take it towards 155. And that's pretty much my thoughts on EA. Let's move on to the next pair. So the next pair I'm going to go over is going to be Euro USD. So let's start Euro USD off on the weekly chart. As you guys can see, from April 2018, we had a sharp decline. Price pulled all the way down towards 116, consolidated, and then dropped all the way down to 113 around August 2018. From this support in this demand zone where my yellow box is at, price pulled all the way back up towards 117, gave us some type of a tweezer top slash railroads. It's in between those two. And then price shot back all the way down towards that same low from August. And now it's finding support within that same region. So this up-and-coming week or sooner than later, I'm going to look for Euro USD to make some type of upside move back towards 114.5 and 115. So if we can see price hold around this 113 support, I'm going to look to take it towards 114.5 and then 115 where my yellow box is at, retesting these wicks to the left. So now let's go to the daily chart. So on the daily chart, I have a Fibonacci retracement starting from this low up to this high. From this low up to this high, and it would be pretty much an A, B, C, D pattern. So this will be A, this will be B. Price pulled down and hit the 78.6 in our PRZ zone. That would be our C, bullish engulfing from there. Price from 78.6, price gave us a bullish engulfing, pulled up here, came back down to the 61.8, and price has been finding support on the 61.8 ever since, and has slowly been rallying up. So now this week up ahead, we're going to look for price to pull up towards 114.5 TP1. If the price could break above that, we're going to look to take it towards this resistance towards 115. If price breaks above 115, then we're going to look to take it towards 115.5. So TP1 is going to be 114.5, TP2 115, TP3 115.5. And that's my thoughts on Euro USD. And as you guys can see, this 115 area aligns with this previous support to the left. So overall, I look for a price to hit 115. If we could get anything above 115, we should, that'll be great. But even if price hits 115, that's 100 pips set up. So anything with 100 pips, if you guys could catch 100 pips on any pair, that's a great trade. So, like I said, 114.5, TP1, 115, TP2, 115.5 would be TP3. And then that's my Euro USD trade. Now, just so I throw this out here, if price fails to break above 114.5, it would need to take out this 112.7 area in order for this trade to be invalidated. So price will need to break these lows right here in order to invalidate this setup. As long as price stays above this area right here, then I'm going to look to take it towards 114.5 to 115. All right, so now let's move on to the next pair. AUD USD. So AUD USD, I pretty much drew a channel starting from over here. I started from this point right here. Started here and connected it to this second point right here and then extended out. And then I started my bottom part right here and then connected it out. So pretty much price was moving in the channel. From this channel, you can see that we had a moving average crossover. And with that crossover, we had a strong bullish engulfing candlestick. From that bullish engulfing candlestick, price eventually broke above the upper channel. When it broke above the upper channel, it made highs, and then it came back down and retested that broken channel as support. From that, it gave us railroads, and then ever since the railroads, price rallied up and has been making higher highs and higher lows. And then price most recently found resistance around the 0.74 area, and then a gap to the upside, and then from there, price shot all the way back down towards 0.72 support. So this week, we're going to look for price to find support anywhere from 0.718 towards 0.715. That's going to be my buy zone. As long as price does not break back below, wrong tool. As long as price doesn't break back below this low right here, then I'm going to be looking to take it back bullish. So price needs to stay back above this low and above this trend line. So as long as price stays above these two, then overall I'm going to look to take it back bullish in the 0.710. So 0.718 towards 0.715 is going to be my buy zone. Price needs to stay above 0.71 in order for this setup to stay valid. If price breaks below 0.710, then it invalidates the setup. And if it breaks back below the trend line, it invalidates the setup. So that's what we're going to be looking for. So now let's say price pulls down to 0.715 area and it found support. From there, we're going to look to take it back up towards 0.72, 0.725, and 0.73. And then those are going to be my my 3 take profits. So if price pulls down to 0.715, TP1 is going to be 0.725. TP2, 0.73, and then TP3 would be 0.74, just like that. And that's what we're going to be looking at. Like I said, if price breaks below 0.715, it doesn't invalidate the setup, but I'm not going to be taking a buy yet. If it breaks below 0.71, then that would invalidate the setup. And then if price breaks below the trend line, then we're going to be looking for short opportunities, and I'm going to change our bias on the fly. So that's my thoughts on AUD USD. So just be aware of price. We're just looking for price to find some type of strong support in order to take it back to the upside towards 0.725, 0.73, and possibly 0.74 for TP3. Okay, so now on to the next pair, AUD CAD. So AUD CAD on the weekly chart. Let me just redraw. So on the weekly chart, you guys can clearly see that price started from up here, made lows, pulled up, made a new lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So on the weekly chart, the most recent fib would be from this high down to this low. like this. As you guys can see, we got a 78.6 rejection, strong bearish engulfing candlestick, back down towards a 0.96. So around 150 pips. So with this week ahead, I would like for price to give us some type of retracement back towards, let's say 0.965, anywhere from 0.965 to 0.97. I would like the price for it. I would like to see price pull up, find resistance, and then we'll look to take it back short. So let's say, for example, price pulled up to 0.97. TP1 would be the 0.95, TP2 0.94, like that. So now let me go to the daily chart, because keep in mind we don't trade based off the weekly. We just like to do top-down analysis, start off from the highest time frame and then work our way down. So usually we start off on the monthly chart and then, you know, weekly, daily, 4-hour stuff like that. But for this video's sake, because I want to, you know, speed things up, I'm not going to do it from the monthly all the time. So back to the daily chart, as you guys can see, price is at 0.959. I would like to see price pull up towards the 0.965, 0.97 area to find some type of resistance. And if it found some type of resistance, we're going to look to take it short. Our TP1 is going to be this support region right here. So now let me just draw support with the horizontal ray so you guys can see. So this will be our TP1 right here. Price would need to break these lows right here in order to hit our TP2 at 0.94, making this like a 300 pip setup if it were to pull back up towards 0.97. Or even if it pulled up to 0.965, it would be like 250 pips or whatever. So regardless, this is a great trade. We just need to wait for that retracement, a confirmed hold, that resistance, and then look to take it short. TP1, this support region right here, support region where my green support is at. If price breaks below this, then TP2 0.94. And then that's pretty much my analysis on AutoCAD. Let's move on to the next video. Let me see. So yeah, EuroCAD. This was in the group chat last week. As you guys can see, let me just show you guys where I started this off from. So yeah, I started my trend line off from this high around June 27th, around 155, and then I connected it towards this point around September 6th. And as you guys can see, it started this one from May 30th and connected to this point around August. Price has been making lower lows and lower highs. Most recently, I thought this was going to be a lower high right here. Price pulled back up, and it failed to break this previous lower high. So as long as price stays below this lower high in this green resistance area, we're going to look to take this back short, and price is going to be trending bearish as long as this price stays below these areas. So overall, price is at 151.7. This week, I would like to see price possibly pull back up towards 152, 152.5. Even if it pulls up to 153, as long as price doesn't break this, then this setup is still valid. So, but for this video, let's just say price pulls up to 152.5 area, finds resistance. We're going to look to take it back short. Our TP1 is going to be 151. If price breaks below 151, it will need to break back below this trend line. If it does that, then our TP2 will be 150. If price breaks below 150, our TP3 is going to come around this support level. So our previous support is always going to act as some type of retest area or some type of take profit. So if price were to break below this green 150 resistance area, then our TP3 is going to come around 149 where this previous support was at to the left. And that's going to be TP3. So like I said, look for a retracement back up towards 152, 152.5. TP1, 151. If price breaks below that, we need price to break back below the trend line, hit 150. If price breaks below 150 and takes out these lows, we're going to look for price to hit 149. And pretty much that's what I'm looking at for EuroCAD. Let me go over this last pair before passing off to my partner, Brandon Blackwell. DXY is the dollar index. So if you guys trade any US dollar major pair, Euro USD, GBP USD, AUD USD, anything with the dollar, you want to look at the dollar index, because this is pretty much going to give you in-depth insight on what to look for on like Euro USD and stuff like that. So for example, if the dollar index is declining. So if it's weakening, that means we're buying AUD USD, buying Euro USD, buying GBP USD. If the dollar index is gaining value, that means we're selling Euro USD, selling AUD USD, selling GBP USD. Because if you're selling, for example, GBP USD, that means you're selling the pound and you're buying the dollar. If you're selling AUD USD, you're selling the AUD, you're buying the dollar. But for my analysis case, I see the dollar index being more weak than strong because we have, as you guys can see, I have higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. My last Fibonacci retracement, I started from this low up to this high. Price pulled down, hit the 61.8, and from there, straight bullish move up to the new highs. That would have been our take profit. Price rejected off our upper channel, gave us a railroad, and then it declined back down to the lower channel, the bottom channel right here, in our 96 support. From there, price pulled back up, but it failed to make new highs, and then ever since then, price has been consolidating. And last week to end the week, we got a break back below the trend line. So now, for this week ahead, if we could see some type of retracement back up towards 97 area, let's say if it could find, as long as price could pull up towards 97, stay below this trend line, we're going to look to take it back short. So let's say price pulls up to the 97 area, fails to break back above the trend line, we're going to look to take it back short towards 96.50 TP1, 96 TP2. Price needs to break below 96 support in order for the dollar index to gain any type of real bearish momentum. For the bulls, let's say price were to break back above the trend line, it would need to take out this 97.50 for the dollar to gain any real strength with the bulls. So if price never breaks 97.50 overall, I'm still going to be bearish on this pair. If price takes out 97.50, look for it to go up toward 98 resistance. But like I said, my overall bias is the dollar to go short. So I'm going to look to take it. I'm going to look for a price to pull up toward 97 area. As long as it can stay below the trend line, and I'm going to look to take it back towards this 96 support. And if price breaks 96 support, it would also break this previous higher low, and that would invalidate the previous uptrend, and it will probably start somewhat of a new trend. So let's say price broke below the 96 area. You would look for price to pull back up, retest this broken structure right here like that, and then take it back shorter towards like 95.50, 95.0, like this. Let me just delete this fib because it's in the way right now. So yeah, it would look like anything like this. So if we got a strong break below 96, you would look for a price to pull back up. 96 96 towards 96.50 act as resistance, and then break back down below, and then our next TP would be 95.50, 95. So that's my thoughts on the dollar index. Overall, I'm looking for price to pull back down towards 96 support if we could get that. As of right now, the dollar index is in a range. So the best thing to do is wait for price to either break 97.50 or break 96 support. So either break 97.50 or break 96 support would give us a better direction. If price breaks 97.50, it's going to go more bullish up towards 98. If price breaks below 96.50, then it's going to go towards 96. If price breaks 96, then I could see the dollar really gaining some type of bearish momentum. So that's my thoughts on the dollar index. I'm about to pass it off to my partner, Brandon Blackwell, and he's going to give you his insight on some of the pairs that he's watching. So let me pass it off to him right now.
Sure, great work, bro. Great work to my partner right there, giving me the breakdown. I'm gonna go over some pairs as well that I'm looking at, and it's really all about keeping it simple. So I'm gonna try to make this as simple as possible when it comes to market structure. Understand what price is doing. Me and Ryan might have, we have similar trading styles, but at the same time, we do look at things a little different in certain ways. So it's just good to see the way we both trade and just understanding why we take certain trades. All right. Now, I'm looking at USD CAD right now. All right. This is the USD versus the Canadian dollar on the monthly chart. All right. So this has been trending down. So when you look at market structure and what it's doing right now, right, this whole move from this high with this shooting star candle. That was January 2016 when it had this impulsive breakout. So the shooting star candle here, which of course is a bearish reversal candle, it had an impulse move, impulse drop, right? Whenever you have an impulsive drop, after that impulse, you always get your corrective move, and it moves up kind of like a flag, right? That's why if you ever see me write in the chat, watch for the pullback flag, correction, then continuation. That's what price did right here. Hold on. That's what price did here. I can show them on my tool so you guys can actually see it. This right here, this move here, this was a corrective move, a corrective bearish flag, right? It moved up, pull back. And this is on a higher time frame. I'm on a monthly right now because when you understand what price is doing on the higher time frames, it's going to make sense what it's doing on the smaller time frames. And also it's going to help you when it comes to entering trades to identifying the bigger picture, understanding the trend that you're in, right? All right. So this move here was corrective, then it broke out. It broke out exactly how it did when the first impulse. Boom. Breakout, correction, breakout. Impulse, correction, impulse. Impulse, correction, impulse. Whenever you're in a trend, expect those type of moves. So like if you want to enter a trade and have a more safe entry, you can wait for that impulsive move, all right, and then look for the correction. All right, the correction. When price moves corrective, basically like how it's doing here, that's telling you that, hey, it's setting up for the next move. All right, so that's a corrective move. Now let's go down. Let's go down to the date. Let's go down to the weekly first. I like to do top down. So let me get rid of some of this. So you see where price is at now, it's at a supply level, okay? Right here where I have this rectangular box drawn. You always want to look left to go right. Last time price was up here was June 2018, all right? So a few months, about 4 months ago or so, 3 to 4 months ago, all right, price was up here. So price, I'm expecting, in order for me to look for trade opportunities, I want to see this same type of bearish price exhaustion right here, right? You have all these long wicks, price exhaustion, and price reversed. I'm expecting the same thing to happen here because looking at the higher time frame, you already know that this move, the way price is moving, is corrective. Even though you could have caught all these moves. On this weekly, this is an uptrend. It's a trend within a trend. So you still could trade this, but just understanding the bigger picture is going to allow you to know when and how you're supposed to take these trades, all right? So now seeing price up here, I'm expecting it to break down. So let me go down to the daily. And if you guys caught some of the moves we caught this past week, oh, damn. Sorry, guys. Hold on. I just lost my chart. If you caught some of the moves that we caught this past week, you actually saw that the USD CAD, it pushed up before actually continuing down with the news because, USD CAD likes to move like that a lot. It likes to react to news. 1 second. Let me get my chart back. So I'm looking for shorts on USD CAD up here. Take you down to the 4 hour. All right, boom. So you see price broke out. Price reversed up there. Exactly how we expected. Now, seeing that I'm expecting more downward movement, I'm expecting a pullback here. The correction, okay? Like price is basically doing now. So I would like for price to come anywhere from 335, right? Anywhere from 335 to 338, all right? Anywhere in that price zone, I would like to see a correction, all right? In order for me to really look for this trade and to continue it downwards, I would like for price to stay below here. I don't want to see price break above that low, that this previous low that structure did here, okay? That's also key when you're looking for price to continue, okay? So I would like to see a pullback in this range and then for price to continue downward, all right? Breaking our trend line. USD CAD, let me take you, I want to speed things up for you. Let me go to Peso. All right, so the Peso is also another trade that I was looking at this past week, and I definitely did send out the signal, or it was the analysis I gave. Similar to USD CAD, you got the impulse here. This is on the monthly. We got the impulse drop down here. Boom, shooting star, impulse breakout. Now this whole move right here, this whole move is corrective. It's moving corrective, okay? Setting up for the next drop. So let me go down to the weekly. Boom. We have a resistance, a strong supply level here. Look left to go right. Price came up. We have price exhaustion right here. It didn't break above this. The only way I would have been looking for buys on at this level and maybe taking it back towards the high, price would have needed to break above this zone, okay? Because whenever you look to take a breakout trade, if you're not catching the breakout, when if price would have broke above this and closed above, I would have waited for some type of correction, some type of pullback, all right, before taking it higher. That's really how I trade breakout trades when it comes to key zones like this, okay? But price didn't do that. Price rejected. It respected this zone. This don't look like it dropped that much, but let's go down to the daily. Actually, the 4 hour. You're gonna see that this thing dropped over 400 pips. All right, now boom, we're on the 4 hour chart. All right, and this also goes in line with the dollar index being weak. The dollar index was weak this past week. All right, this past 2 weeks probably. So we had a breakout. All right, if you missed this breakout, this bearish breakout, these are the type of moves you want, okay? Strong breakout here. If you missed that move, you should have caught this one. You should have caught the pullback. Right here. You see price basically retested this previous low it just broke. This previous structure low right here. Boom, strong bearish breakout. When I posted the analysis, I said, hey, wait for that correction. So you always want to look for a correction to happen back to retest that similar previous price structure that it just broke out from. You see that? And then price created a little flag and it continued downwards. So what am I expecting to happen now? I'm expecting something similar to happen. Price, this is the previous low that it broke after breaking out, that it created. So I'm expecting price to retest that. Now, don't get me wrong. Price could break above that. So I'm expecting price to do something like either come, just play around this zone, and then just drop, continue downwards. Right? Or price can still come a little higher. So in order to keep this trade valid, I would like to see price stay below this structure here. So it's not breaking structure if price come up and retest this level again and then drop. All right, it's still within structure. So really, my stop, if I was to trade this, my stop loss probably would be above this previous lower high. All right, boom. And how many pips is this if you guys would have caught this move? The USD versus Peso is one of my favorite pairs now because, I mean, I like pairs that move. I like pairs that really move pips. And just this move right here was over 180 pips. This move all the way down here, about 450 pips. Okay, about 450 pips. I'm expecting it to come all the way down here. So that's over 500, almost 600 pips. That one move, okay? And I'm expecting an even bigger drop. Because if you look at the monthly and you see where we're at a key level, all right? I'm expecting this to come all the way down, all right? So that's the Peso. Still bearish on that. Let's go to GBP AUD. All right, GBP AUD, same thing. It's corrective movement. Strong breakout. All right. This is all downtrend. This is all downward movement here. Strong bearish breakout. You had a small correction right here, pullback, drop. So this whole move that we're seeing right here with GBP AUD, this is all corrective. All right. You see the previous monthly candle, we had a bearish engulfing candle. This candle we're getting here is just a pullback to continue to drop. All right. Let's go to the weekly. Boom. You see price started trending down. You go to the daily. Now, on the daily chart, price pushed up to end the week, over 200 pips. So I drew this ascending trend line, this descending trend line going down from the higher price here all the way downward. Now, what we're expecting or what we're looking for, all right, price slightly kind of pushed above my trend line, but this doesn't mean this is an actual legit break or a legit push above my trend line. I need to see more, and I'm gonna show you what. Now, this coming week, it's a lot of pound news. It's also a Brexit vote, so you got to be wary and be careful if you're trading a pound, okay? Because we don't know what the vote is going to be, but these are the scenarios that could happen. So on a 4-hour, price is kind of correcting, all right? So I wouldn't be surprised, okay? Me personally, I would like to see the GBP all to continue downward, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get a correction, a little flag like this, all right, a little bullish flag, and price actually continues up. I wouldn't like that's not. I wouldn't be surprised because it's kind of moving like that. But I still have to see how it reacts this week. All right. Now, in order for me to really be bearish on this, I would need to see price break back below my trend line. All right. I would need to see a break below and close below my trend line for me to start looking for opportunities to go short. Okay. But if price stays above and it kind of corrects like this sideways, you can expect the breakout. Because that's how price actually likes to move. When it breaks above a key zone or key trend line, you want to wait for that correction, that little correction flag. And if it stays moving corrective, if it doesn't move impulse back down, then it's corrective. And you can see this move happen. But that doesn't mean that we can't see it drop back down to the downside, because this is downtrending. So it really depends on what we get from the dollar, okay? Because if price stays below this previous lower high, we definitely can see price push back down to the downside, create a new low. All right, that's GBP. Let's go to GBP USD. Now, GBP USD is at a key level right now. Key level of demand right now. Okay, I love trading off supply and demand zones because those are really like the bank levels. And if you look at price right now, look where price is at. This line I have drawn. This is strong level of support. You have touches here, go all the way to the left. This is July of 2017, right? Over a year ago. Touches here, support here. Now, if you go even further to the left, this support that we have, it used to be resistance for price over here. So the last time price was under this level was about April 2017. Okay, so over a year ago was the last time price was actually trading under this zone. Okay, so in order for me to continue or be completely bearish on this, even though GU has been moving bearish completely, so I wouldn't be surprised if it does break this zone. Okay, but in order for me to actually look for short opportunities, I would need to see a complete break and close below this zone. But the way price has moved right here, corrective, I'm expecting a move up before we even get that move down, okay? If you look at how I have this drawn up here, okay? Price here, this trend line, this strong movement up here. This is a big wave up. When you start to understand structure, you will realize that the market moves in waves, okay? The market likes to move in waves. So it moved up, had a strong move up, it pushed down and broke through my trend line. Broke through my trend line here. Complete break, trend reversal. Now price came up and retested my trend line. Those are the perfect opportunities. Came up, retested the trend line. That was the perfect short opportunity right there. All right, 1 wave, 2 wave, 3 wave, 4 waves. Gave us the 4th wave down. If any of you study Elliott wave or the Elliott wave theory, or just understanding wave analysis, you will understand it will make your trading a lot more easier when you start to identify how the market moves in waves. So now we could potentially see a 5th wave up. We could potentially see this move. Wait, I'm sorry, hold on. We could potentially see this move here before seeing any move or breaking that zone. Okay, so look for that. Look for that there. All right, now if price closes and breaks below this zone, then hey, it's going to the next level. Now, keep in mind that it's a lot of GBP news, so that's definitely going to play a part in that. All right, so I'm looking for buys. All right, I will be looking for buy opportunities on GBP USD. All right, let's go to USD Chef. Trying to speed things up. Don't want to get too complex. Want to keep it simple. Okay, now USD CHF. All right. USD CHF is in a level of supply. All right. It's a lot of supply up here. Like, look at price. Look how price been reacting at this level here, right? It's been just completely dropping all the way from here. You had a bearish kangaroo tail over here, right? Price dropped. Pull back up to the zone, dropped. Pull back up to the zone, dropped. So it's been respecting this level, and that's exactly what it's doing again. Okay. So working my way down to the smaller time frame. Let's go to the daily. Price broke down. Okay. Now it's at a key level. This level support. In order for me to continue to short this before even looking for corrections, it needs to break and close below this zone here. But I'm expecting a correction before it continues. I'm expecting something like this. I'm expecting something like this before we actually get that move. All right. And looking at the dollar index, I'm expecting the dollar index to correct as well before we get the continued bearish movement. So expect USD Chef to pull back anywhere from 996, really from 996 to really 1, to really price move up to this high around 1. I'm expecting price to stay below this high. Okay. So as long as price stays below this high, it really hasn't broke structure. Okay. But we can see a correction like this before we get the pull continue down. But price is definitely going to drop. USD Chef is not a fast moving pair. It doesn't move a lot of pips fast. But looking at price structure, we're going to get this move. This move is coming. You can book it. All right. That move is coming. How many pips is that? From where it's at now, 300 pip move. So you can expect another 300, if not more, pips down to the downside. All right. That's USD Chef. Let's see. Okay. US 30. All right. I know everybody is going to trade this pair. This is a different animal right here. Okay. But honestly, I kind of started falling in love with it. All right. This is the Wall Street 30, also known as the Dow Jones. All right. So it's actually not a forex currency pair. All right. If you look at what price did up here, it created a high. Price created this double top high up here. All right. It created this high, took off, came up, pulled back, created this lower high here. Just so you guys can see it. Created that lower high. So before this move even happened, if you've been in my Telegram, you saw me call this out. All right. How I knew this move was about to happen? Because I see price came up, created a lower high after a complete trend reversal. Pulled all the way up. So I took my Fibonacci retracement, as you can see, it's still drawn. And I drew it from this swing high to this swing low. All right. And actually, before this price came up here, price was down here. This is actually when I first put this in the Telegram. Price was down here. Okay. And then it took off. This was a level of demand. So I like this level of demand here. That's how I kind of expected it to push back up and to create another lower high after creating this lower high. So once it did that, I took my Fibonacci retracement from this swing high to this swing low. All right. And I remember I was on the phone with my partner. We wanted to see an 88.6 retracement. That's what we got. And look what price did. It respected it and took off to the downside. Now we're actually back at this level. Okay. So I would like to see price to respect this level, all right, and give us another move up, maybe towards the 61.8. I would like for price to stay below this lower high, but I definitely could see price coming anywhere but from the 61.8, the 50 to 61.8, if not the 78.6. But as long as I would like to see price stay below here, okay? So I probably will looking for corrective buy opportunities on that as well, all right? But when you're trading this pair, you have to understand that it moves a lot of pips. Like this move, these swings are like 10,000 pips, okay? So don't go in this pair being greedy because it will kill you, all right? You want to have some good capital and good risk management when you're trading this pair, okay? So that's the US 30. Now, gold. I'm going to go gold, and I'm going to leave you with that. All right, now gold. Gold is a pair we've been watching for a while as well. It's been moving on an uptrend, and as you know, the gold is inverse of the dollar. So, all right. So if you see the dollar just tanking, like it's been dropping, expect gold to be moving up, and that's what it did. It started from this low. Okay, this low broke out, created a high, pulled back. Now it's creating a higher high. Okay, so this has uptrend written all over it. But if you go to the monthly, okay, go to the monthly, you can see that price is reversing. You can see that it's creating, it started low here, created a higher low, and this is another higher low. So I'm expecting price to move back towards that high. Okay. Let's go down to the daily. Boom. This was a key level support right here. All right. Price broke above. So if you draw your Fibonacci and you see exactly what levels were respected from this low, this swing low, to this swing high. Okay. Price came down, pushed up, came down around the 78.6, pushed up, came down around the 50, and took off. So our target is 1260. I'm definitely expect price to hit that high. But first, after this breakout, I would like to see a correction going in the next week. I would like to see this to pull back, either towards this level of resistance that was broke or back towards my trend line. Okay. But I definitely expect price to stay above 1215, 1216. All right. And then head back to the upside. Okay. So that's my analysis on gold. All right. This video has been long enough. We're going to keep more content coming. We're going to keep the analysis coming in the group. I hope that helped you guys. I don't want to take up too much more of your time. And, you know, let's just remember risk management, keep it simple, and count the pips, not the money. If you're catching pips, the money will follow. All right. Y'all be blessed.